Hey guys, it's DashPum4. I recently made a short where I showed off an infinite regeneration farm, and I designed a better version right here, and I'm going to show you how to build it today. It only works on Bedrock Edition, because on Java, the amount of regen you get is capped. On Bedrock, the amount of regen is not capped, so you can have like 200 axolotls, and each of them gives you 5 seconds of regen. On Bedrock, the max you get is 2 minutes at a time. And then on Bedrock, or on Java as well, you get 2 minutes at a time, but it reaches a limit of 2 minutes as well. So like on Bedrock, if I have 200 giving me 5 seconds each, they can do that infinite times. So you can get hundreds of hours of regen using this farm. So you might be wondering, why is this better than a beacon, or why not just use a beacon? And so you can obviously give a beacon regen, and that's good. But the one problem with that is that it only lasts if you're within the range of it. So it's only going to be working if you're within like 50 blocks of it. But this regen that you get from this farm, which you can see I have 112 minutes, I can just run off into the distance and I can go exploring, and now I still have the regen effect. Additionally, it's a pretty cheap farm to build that you can build in early game much earlier than you have beacons. So let's go on to the tutorial. So when you find a zombie spawner, you're going to want to put a slab on top and light it up using any block of your choosing. And then you're going to want to build 4 blocks out from the glowstone in each direction. Or in your case, you'll probably be digging 4 blocks out. You also don't have to use tinted glass. I'm just using tinted glass because it's nice because you can see through it. But in the actual thing, I know tinted glass is a really expensive block, so you do not need tinted glass. And now I'm just going to build out this box, and I'll just speed this up. Okay, so once you have the box set up, you can get rid of these blocks here. Additionally, I forgot to mention, but the spawner does have to be a zombie spawner. It won't work if you try to use a skeleton spawner or a spider spawner, because the axolotls will only attack certain mobs. They only attack aquatic mobs, including drowns. So they won't attack a skeleton and therefore won't give you the regen that you want. Next, you're going to put water into these 4 corners. And then you're going to break this, not that hole. You're going to break this hole. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3 blocks down, I believe. I hope I remember that correctly. And then we're going to put a cobweb here. We're going to waterlog that cobweb. And we're going to put water here and here. And then put those back. Then down here, I'm going to use regular glass because the tinted glass isn't necessary anymore. We're going to get a sign, and we're going to put that right there. Then we're going to put 2 blocks below this, and here is going to be the killing area. So what we are going to want to do is we're going to have a honey block right there, and we're going to break that block. We're also going to break these 2 blocks. Actually, we're going to break most of these blocks. So we put a honey block there. We're going to put a sticky piston behind it. Everyone bless me in the comments. So we put that there, and then we're going to put any block right here. And we're going to put an observer like this. This is going to push those back and forth. And then you're also going to take, you're going to take a sticky piston, put it right here, and this is basically the on-off switch. So if you pull this guy back, it'll stop moving. If you push it in, it'll start moving. So that's the on-off switch for the whole thing. Then we are going to put a little bit of obsidian right here, like that. You can also use, I believe, glazed terracotta should work. Any unmovable block will work. Then we're going to take a piston, and we're going to put it right here. And this piston is going to be powered. And the reason we have this piston powered is because we're going to put our trident right here, and the trident is going to move back and forth between these two blocks, and it's going to be able to, it's able to go under this piston arm, but the reason that we have the piston arm there is because it prevents mobs like baby zombies or baby drowns from getting under it. And the reason we don't just use a slab is because the honey block would move the slab, but the honey block is not able to move this piston arm. So then we're going to put right in front, we're going to put two slabs like that. And then right here, we're going to build like a little bit of this, like that. Then we're going to get a wall, and we're going to put that wall right here. And right above the wall, we're going to put a sign. This sign is just going to prevent water from flowing. Now we're going to build our axolotl holding chamber. So these axolotls basically look at the drowns and aggro them through this trapdoor. So we're going to put this here. If we didn't have this, the water would flow out and it would make a mess. Then we're going to put a fence right here. We're also going to want a dispenser. Forgot to put this in my inventory. We want a dispenser. That's going to go right there. And we want to put a block here and then the lever, because if we put the lever right on the dispenser, it would open and close this trapdoor, and we don't want to open and close the trapdoor. But this is how we're going to put the axolotls into this chamber. Then right here, we can just put some solid blocks like that. And then we're going to come around back here, and we're going to make a slight change. We're going to want to put water right like that. And the water is flowing because baby zombies, or baby drowns, will get stuck in the corners otherwise. So this flowing water pushes them around and makes sure that they get killed by the trident. And then we can set up a little platform right here to stand on. And then the final thing to do is set up a collection system. So we're going to take a few blocks, and we're going to get, oh, I actually misplaced. This block right here should be a slab. We're going to put a double chest right there, put a hopper here, and then we're going to put a minecart with hopper on top of it, break that, and now I believe we are done, I think, except for adding axolotls. So there are two ways to add axolotls here. One is by, you can just click on the side of this, but at some points the axolotls swim up and then you're kind of not able to click on the side anymore. So if they do that, you can always try different sides, but you can also put them into here and you can just dispense the bucket like that. And so I'm not actually sure how many axolotls we have. But I'm just going to kill them so that I can I'm going to put precisely 10 axolotls into the pit.
Axolotl in bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
There we go. And then, so you don't want to use an enchanted trident. You're just going to want to use a regular trident in this trident killer. And the reason for that is because the axolotls take a second to aggro on the drowns. So the trident being not enchanted gives them that time that they need to aggro onto the drowns. So now we are going to throw this trident right here. And we're going to flip this lever. And then we're going to come up here. And we're going to destroy this like that. And our mobs will spawn in. They'll fall down this hole. And then they will start the conversion process. It is pretty slow, but it's not super laggy. And I also couldn't figure out any way to make it faster. They do spend like 3 minutes in this water cobweb, which even though they only need about 30 seconds, they spend about 3 minutes just because I couldn't find any better way to convert them. So if you have any better suggestions, then, you know, feel free to suggest them. Also, you do not need to make the trident killer. You are more than welcome to just not put anything there and just have a normal block, because this makes it more expensive, and you can just kill the zombies by hand. You can see the drowns are converting, and you can hold looting in your hand in order to make sure, or in order to make the drowns give more items. And I'm gonna go into survival mode now, so that these guys will continue falling, and you guys can see I will get regeneration shortly. Okay, so the drowns should be dropping in here any second now. And you can see more zombies are falling into this pit and converting. And when the drowns reach the bottom, they'll get killed by the trident killer, if I've set it up correctly. Which it looks like I haven't. Sometimes you just kind of have to put the trident back in place. It is a little finicky sometimes, so I'm gonna just try this again. Okay, put that there. Now that should hopefully be working. Oh, there we go. Alright, now it's working. And you can see I'm getting regen. Every time one of these guys dies, it will give me regen. Trident killers are a little bit finicky sometimes, especially this one. This is kind of like a special trident killer that I had to set up because, just because I had to figure out a different method for trident killers, because I couldn't get classic trident killers to work with all the constraints that I needed it to work with. And you can see that I'm getting regen, and if you want like many hours of regen, I AFK'd for a few hours with a whole bunch of axolotls, or with 10 axolotls, and I got like 300 minutes of regen. And so if you AFK for a while with 10, you'll get a lot of regen, but if you want even more regen, you can just put more axolotls in. So if I go ahead and I'm going to add some axolotls into here, and I'm just going to do it using spawn eggs because it's easier. Okay, so I just put 64 more axolotls in there, and you can see now, let's see, when one dies, I just got 2 whole minutes. So the more axolotls you put in, the better this farm is going to be. You don't need this many axolotls, but if you want to sit at the farm for just like a minute and then have regen for a while, you'll need a lot. If you're willing to AFK at this farm for several hours, you can just use like 10 axolotls and it should be pretty good. You can see I'm getting a lot of regen now that I have a bunch of axolotls. And axolotls can be acquired pretty easily. You can breed them using buckets of tropical fish. And you do get XP, that's what these slabs are for. And then the items wind up in here. You get Nautilus shells, which is really nice. And you get some pretty trash armor, usually, and a few copper ingots. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. And let me know if you have any ideas for improving it. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.